Has this ever happened to you? You build an app, you use it for a bit, everything works, so you ship it. But then you start getting messages from angry customers saying, this button doesn't work, the checkout crashes, I lost all my data. User after user finds bugs you never even knew existed, which makes you feel embarrassed and like a terrible developer. Let me tell you, I have been there many times, and there is a reason for it, and it is in fact totally my fault. Because the reason is that I have ignored one of the most important parts of software development, which is testing, or more specifically, not taking testing seriously enough. And most programmers make this exact same mistake, causing them to ship bug-ridden, broken projects without knowing it, because most bugs aren't actually that obvious to find when you're just doing it yourself. They're often found in strange edge cases you never even thought to consider manually. However, testing is probably the least exciting part of coding. So testing is the kind of thing where we understand that we should do it, but we still neglect it because we just prefer to spend the time building more features, and we just think like, it's not gonna be that bad. I've clicked a couple of buttons and it seemed to work, but we often underestimate just how many things can actually go wrong in our projects when we give it to real people. So in this video, I will share the solution that I have been using to allow me to professionally test my software without it being a chore. And it is called Kane AI. So Kane AI is a Gen AI native end-to-end testing agent for modern quality engineering teams. It enables teams and developers to plan, author, and evolve end-to-end tests using natural language, converting requirements directly into executable code. Kane AI supports all major programming languages, and it is designed for enterprise-level complexity, and it can handle sophisticated workflows with performance and flexibility that traditional low-code or no-code tools simply cannot match. So essentially, with Kane AI, you can write tests for your application without actually ever having to learn how to write the underlying code, because Kane AI does it for you. And in this video, I will show you how I am using Kane AI to test all of my projects, and how you can master software testing using Kane AI extremely quickly without having to add a lot of time to your workflow, and you can start testing like a professional developer and to start shipping bug-free code. So I'll leave a link down below to Kane AI where you can get started with this. And when you go inside, you will see something like this. This is essentially like a chat window where you can start talking to Kane AI and telling it what you want it to test. So there's kind of two ways you can write your test. First, we have this quick author where you can just quickly tell it to create a test case by typing it out here. Or you can use the generate scenarios tab where you can upload some files where you describe the kind of test you want to write in natural language, and then Kane AI will generate those test cases for you. I'll show both of these in this tutorial. But first, just to give an idea of how this works, we have over here the quick author. And what I'm going to tell it is give it my Python Developer Bootcamp program landing page, which I have built myself using React, and tell it to test for the existence of this checkout button over here. And the way I simply do that is I can tell it, go to this site and verify the existence of the, let me just see the exact name, get lifetime access button at the bottom. And then I will get it to work. And this will give you an idea of how Kane AI builds these tests without you actually having to write code. So it has essentially taken my natural language expression and turned it into instructions on how to create this test, and I'm gonna approve it right here. On this right, and on the right here, Kane AI actually has access to a desktop browser where it is going to go ahead and try to execute these tests. And over here we can see it progressing. It is opening up this web page as I have told it, and it is analyzing over here on what to do next. So I'm going to wait for it to do this, and then I'm going to show you how this works. And over here on the left, we can see the steps that it is actually doing. And later on, I'll show you how you can actually edit these tests in case it does something wrong, but it's actually AI generating exactly the step-by-step process on how it can go ahead and perform these tests, which you can then reuse later. All right, so now we can see that it has found itself down to the part of the page that has this get lifetime access button. It has automatically essentially identified this button on the page, and here we can see this step where it is checking get lifetime access button visibility by finding this web element over here, and then as the final step of the test, it is asserting whether the lifetime button visible equals true, and the assertion is true, which means that this test has passed. And notice how I didn't have to even tell it exactly where this button is. I didn't have to tell it the exact ID or the class of this button. It was just autonomously able to go and scan this page and find this button itself. So now essentially every time I edit this page myself, I can run this test, make sure that this button exists, which obviously this is a very simple test, but this is just for example purposes, and I can build these kinds of tests and have them run automatically every time I edit this page. So now over here, I could go ahead and save this for future use. Then always going to be found over here inside of my Kane AI account. Okay, so that is a way in which you can create individual tests using this quick author. But what I'm now going to show you is how you can upload an entire file where you describe a bunch of test cases you want Kane AI to build at once, and it is going to go ahead and do those for you. So I'm going to attach a file here from device, which I have over here, UI tests PDF. And if I go and show you what is inside of this PDF, we have essentially what I call acceptance criteria and like descriptions of tests that I want it to run. I have got AI to create this for me essentially from my application, where it has a bunch of test cases that I want to build. And for context, this is the application that we are testing. So this is essentially like a pet project I built to compare different cities from a living perspective. We have the cost of living and we have a crime rate, air quality, different aspects of these different cities from a living perspective. There's several things I want to test here. For example, here, when you enter your income, it is going to calculate how much taxes you would have to pay, and then you can do this in a more advanced way where you separate what type of income you have. You can calculate cost of living based on your actual spending level in a given city. And if you want to add more cities to this list, you can go over here and add them. And also before this, if I delete what is in my cookies or my local storage rather, when you go to this page for the first time, there is also a login page. So I'm also telling it here in this file to test the login functionality to make sure everything works. So this is what I'm going to pause over here to Kane AI, and I'm going to tell it create tests based on the document provided for this application. And I'm going to take this URL and give it to Kane AI. So this is going to take a while to run, so I'll come back to you once these tests are finished. Over here you can see this thinking. It is going to go ahead and define test scenarios based on my, again, simply just natural language description. I don't need to know anything about how to write test cases in actual code because Kane AI is going to write the code for me. But I'm going to come back to you once this is finished. All right, Kane AI is finished. We can see over here that it has created 5 test cases for us based on my description. First one is on user authentication, protected route and session persistence, default city display, simple and advanced tax calculation, etc., etc. We can see, for example, over here, validation, city metric display, and color coding. We have, for example, verify cost of living metric is green for values under 1,500. Verify cost of living metric is red for values over 2,500. And over here, for example, we can click on one of these and we can see the steps that Kane AI has created to create these test cases. We can see step number 1, navigate to this URL, log in with credentials, and these are the test credentials that I have given it. And then if I'm happy with this, I can go and create and automate over here. And then in here, it is going to ask for the URL, which I'm going to go and give to it over here. I can choose the test platform, which can either be a desktop or mobile browser or mobile app. Agent concurrency, we have a maximum 5, so how many agents can work at the same time. And then over here, we can click create and automate. So now Kane AI is actually going to go and do the same process that we did manually before, and actually generating all of these different steps and running these tests. And after all of this is done, I'm again going to get back to you. And now here, as you can see, we have some test cases. We have over here 30 completed tests which have been created based on the descriptions that I gave Kane AI. So if you just take a look at one of them, for example, we have login to city compare website. So this is simply testing the login functionality. And in case we want to edit the steps on this test, if there's something here that is wrong, we can click over here on edit steps, which will take us back to the same view as we had before. And over here we have the steps that it will go through, and there are two ways you can edit these. First of all, you can go into these ones and you can click edit objective in case you want to change this. So in case, let's say I want to change this from click the login button to click the sign in button, I can do that over there. And then if I want to try running this test, I can click over here on resume, which is going to now run through all of these steps. And if there's anything that is not figuring out how to do, like for example, if it can't figure out how to enter this email in here, which it was able to do, but let's say it doesn't, we can even turn on manual interaction, where we can actually interact with this browser window. And we can, for example, go in here and write out the email in here ourselves and the password, and then sign in. And as you can see right here on the left, it is automatically creating these steps for us as I go on. And then when I'm done, I can click on turn off manual interaction, and these steps have been automatically saved into this step workflow. So we're going to go ahead and exit the playground over here, which will take us again back to the test. And in case I want the actual code that was written, I can go over here on the code tab, click on view code, and this is the code that we have, which, for example, if you want to put this directly into your code, you can do that. So you can write some program to run these automatically. Here we can see all the runs of this test that have run. So anytime you again change something about the login flow, you don't need to write these tests again. You can just go in here and run the same test again. And in case there are any issues, which it actually detects automatically, they will be here in the issues tab. So for this test, there were no issues. But if we look, for example, here we can see that this actually failed. So there was something that went wrong in the test. And here it actually automatically figures out why it went wrong and what went wrong. And it will suggest me issues over here. Here it says login form fields visually appear filled correctly, but completion assertion checking their value failed. For some reason, it was not able to log in, and it will even have a screenshot which will have taken at the point where this test failed on what went wrong. So for example, here the outcome was expected that it should confirm the email field contains this value, but the actual outcome was false, meaning that the email was somehow not inputted correctly or something like that. And then what you could go ahead and do is confirm and raise a bug, which you could then connect this to an issue tracking software that you're using and add that as a bug for yourself or your developers to deal with. And what is interesting about this is that, let's say my UI changes, so I make some changes to this UI, these tests will essentially auto heal. So let's say I change the way this login functionality looks like, all of these tests will automatically understand these types of changes and essentially auto heal these tests or change these tests slightly to understand these changed UI. And as you can see, these are very complex cases. There's a lot of different steps. It's inputting something in an email field and password field, clicking the sign in button, and then after that, it will be checking some other things. So these are quite complicated test cases, which it is able to do automatically. So that is essentially it. And what is really cool about Kane AI is that you can not only make tests for UIs, but you can actually also do these for APIs. And the way that you do that is like this. So over here, we have a server which I want to test. And in this case, we have this endpoint API get countries, where it simply obtains the IDs and names of countries from my database. So I'm just going to make a test case for this particular endpoint. And if I just call this on my browser, I can show you what it should return. So it should simply return a list with the properties ID and name for 2 countries. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here on author browser test, where I can then start building out these steps for this test case. And then the way you can add API calls is by going
API and then add API call. And over here, you're going to be able to paste the endpoint for the API which you want to call. And in case you want to add any authorization, any headers, body settings, whatever, you can modify this from over here. And with this, it's going to send a GET request to this particular endpoint. It's going to execute the API, and as we can see, it was done successfully, so that worked. And then after that, we can start making some assertions about the actual value of this response. So first, we're just going to assert if the API response is not empty to make sure that it actually came back with a result. And as we run that, we see that that is true, so it is not empty. And then we can actually access values from the actual variable that comes back by using double curly brace and then finding this API variable here at the top. And over here, then we can go to response body and then, for example, response body 0, so the first item of the list, and assert something about the name of this, and we'll just say contains Singapore, which it should do. So to essentially check that it came back with the value that I expect. And again, it's going to run that and it's going to assert that it is true. And we could make all kinds of different assertions. For example, if we just pick this API variable again, response body, and for example, now about the second value, we'll check the name and we can just, for example, check that it is not empty. And in this way, you can make all kinds of different tests about the results of your API calls for any kind of API endpoints that you want to test. And we're going to go ahead and save that as well. And now we have an API test ready. And in the very same way, you could build out multiple tests for all your API endpoints using Kane AI.
So with Kane AI, you can finally stop ignoring testing. You can use Kane AI to write tests for you, so you don't need to learn how to do this yourself. I think it's a super excellent tool, and I will leave a link down below to them to get started with Kane AI for completely free. Thank you for Kane AI for sponsoring this video. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next video.